Yeah. I was just thinking. I'm thinking like, have you ever heard like people say things like, uh, brains over beauty or beauty over brains? Or you hear people say, oh, when it comes to women, what we like the most about you is what's in your mind or, your brain, or just being intelligent in a sense can be a turn on. Again, this can go either both ways, right? But I seem to feel like society seems to think women with, again, and I'm not saying, I'm just saying in general, right? That you might have a woman with the beauty, brains, bank, and body, right? She might even have the heart. And it feels like the one that gets attacked the most is still the one with the brains. It's the one with, and I'm not talking about just any old brains. Everybody got one, don't they? I'm talking about a certain level of some type of divine something, some kind of intelligence. Uh, uh, there's a type of intelligence, right? That is very scary to society, to religion, and then in return, it turns the men on this plane into seeing and viewing certain women as if, again, they have to go. So it's like, I don't know. It's just something I was just sitting here thinking about. Like, why is it? They'll say these things, but it'll be the first thing once they get into your domain, whether we're talking about on this realm, spiritual realm, different dimensions. It seems like that's the first thing that's targeted in the heart, the brains, in the heart. Where if there it seems to be only beauty, maybe with depth, maybe not. But if that person is generally focused on their beauty, in a sense, or obsessed with their beauty, right? They're gifted. They're treated some kind of way, right? Because again, so again, they're treated like queens in a sense, where there may not be any substance there. They may not even be able to multitask, or they may not even be able to discern, or they may not be able to even, they may not have all the multiple tools that you would need to run a nation. But again, I guess that sometimes that's how, again, in the past, certain women were shunned or treated away or lied on or manipulated or things like that, in order to then have their reign turned over to male counterparts. I think in some of ancient so-called uh, societies, or whatever, we can still call it that, I guess. So again, some of us have to be built a certain way. I think in this time, a lot of us are built a certain way, and again, a lot of us are being molded as well. Because I think the whole aspect of that real, true love, something, again, I'm not going to name any names, something wants that particular way of living gone. Something wants to kill love in unity. Something wants to defame all around divine feminine aspect. I mean, it's just an energy, it's thick. And I think it's been around for a very long time. And like I told you, the rise of these spectacular women standing and saying, hey, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? We matter. What we say matters as well. It's scary to these particular people. And it's sad. It's sad because I feel like it's our only way to get back to something that is pure, to address that this has been done, and how can we work together to fix that, and how can we work together. But again, there are different energies and higher powers and different levels to it, and I don't know everything. I don't claim to. But one thing I noticed, though, is that social entities have a way of demonizing, or what most people think demonizing is, these particular women in these times. And they need to be protected spiritually, physically, again, it's on all, but just saying. And again, some of these women, they don't necessarily need it because they were built that way. Some others going to make you think, but some of these women were built that way because someone knew this day would come. So they're finding it hard to maneuver and find ways to do these particular things to these women, that they'll go to the extent possibly of misleading. And again, the power that we're talking about of this whole thing when it comes to a witch hunt. Remember what I told y'all not too long ago about witch hunts? And again, we want to keep talking about not looking back at his story or his story. But if you just, I don't get it. Nobody's saying you should live there and stay there, but so are we just going to forget about research? Are we going to forget about those who have, come in the past and written books? So we just rely on their information and don't look for any no new researchers from different backgrounds and the things should be getting involved in different fields and finding and seeking truth so that we can see where we're going. Because again, if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where the hell you're going. And that will never change. It will never change unless something's getting ready to happen where they're going to, and we're going off subject, but we need to say this, where something is going to happen where everything is going to be wiped out and they just want to. Or even, in general, it may be a reason why we shouldn't talk about things right now. Sometimes I think, right? Because maybe someone doesn't want you to become a target, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe someone is trying to silence you so that you can be, again, even more divided and isolated, so that then something could possibly happen to you. So, and it'll just be like someone went away in the wind, and nobody will make any noise about it. And anyways, I think that there's crafty ways of sending out mass messaging, again, through signals and shit these days. And it can actually, provoke a crowd to, I know y'all heard about different studies that they have done. I mean, even if you watch The Handmaid's Tale, you'll notice that they use the actual handmaids that were enslaved to claw apart other people that they called criminals, by their bare hands. They beat the hell out of them, beat them to death, right? Ripped them to shreds. These women with these pent up aggressions and everything because they've been oppressed, and someone made them believe that this particular person was an enemy. So they bring him into the court and, let them tear him apart or them apart. And, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to say this to people best way I can. So, just because it's modernized, just because you don't think that, you think about like a witch hunt or something, somebody taking somebody out their house and binding them to a stick of fucking wood in the front yard or something. No. They have different ways of doing this now. Actually, possibly could it be dealing with the mind? We just asking, we just questioning things. Because I'll tell you one more thing. after close examination, usually, those people that are being vilified are actually the good guys in most instances. If you really look at their works, don't let that term or these terms get you fooled. A lot of times, again, we're getting off subject, but I feel like I'm just talking now. Because it's all really still about vilifying someone, especially women. By the time you turn around and you look up, you trying to figure these things out. You're going through the motions. You're going here and there, trying to center yourself. And by the time you look up, all you feel is energy that's so negative coming your way. And like, again, it was supposed to be like you're supposed to be going through a healing process. So you're expecting different type of energy to be coming in, but at the same time, no, this energy is different. And it seems though the very people that were working to try to free society, the energy could possibly use those same people to then use the people that supported that person at one point in time to come up with these ideas and thoughts, right? And then vilify that individual. See, even when we're talking about the whole thing about being a prophet or a messenger from your hometown, they're never revered. See, so most of us, again, you're already somewhat isolated in your and again, there's nothing negative about what I'm saying. See, people like to try to put something on with what you saying. Oh, why you angry? Why you dwelling on that? You must feel like this. Oh, it must be horrible. And the funny thing for me, I ain't telling you every minute of the day, but most days I'm living my best life because I'm someone that enjoys solitude. I'm someone that is okay somewhat with the lifestyle that I live. I'm always trying to find ways to improve in a sense. I'm someone always got a smile on my face, and it's not even fake. You see what I'm saying? I'm someone that laugh and make people laugh, and it's not fake. I sing, I dance, I go outside, I chill on my porch, I sit in my sunroom, I chill. I'm saying these are things that I do. I'm thinking, I'm contemplating, I'm wondering, I'm reading, I'm doing different things. I feel like I'm traveling the world sometimes just in my mind throughout the day on a daily basis. You see what I'm saying? So it may not be tangible, but we're going on adventures and shit, right? But the world can have you thinking, well, wait a minute, maybe there is some healing. And again, that's not to say that nobody has any type of healing that they should go through. Okay. But when does it end? And I know it's not overnight. When does it end? So yeah, I think I am somebody that gets a little bit perturbed, but by those things. And again, nobody's saying that nobody is never stopping, right? We're always learning and growing, I would hope. It may not be in the way that somebody else or something else wants you to do it, but there's growth there. There's a bunch of it actually, and that'll never be recognized. No. It will never. And again, some of us can still thrive without it being because we've already done it ourselves at the end of the day. So this is just turning into a talk, right? I'm just hoping I'm saying something that resonates with somebody again, because we already went through a couple different subjects here. But those are going to have to be the first ones again, and this is nothing, it's really not even hate speech. It's none of that. It's just bringing awareness. We can bring awareness to all other type shit that's going to make somebody some money, right? When you're so-called donating funds to these particular places and things and these entities. Again, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, like, I guess truth seekers are supposed to just crawl under a rock somewhere, or are we under some type of observation, right? To see who's going to be entering into a certain kingdom or kingdoms, right? Because again, there are kingdoms, I guess, right? So I just wonder sometimes when people say that whole thing about, being attracted to, yeah, it will be. But once she starts thinking for herself and she asking these questions and you don't want to, what I'm saying? Then it turns into she's being like this and she's, I see the same thing I see the same thing in some of this biblical text. It's the same thing. And how about we find out one day that really it wasn't nothing that this so-called Eve did, even though she taking the blame when a grown-ass man, you see what I'm saying, right? See, again, people don't see these kind of things. And so even though we're seeing what the religious aspect of it is, and again, if you read it, you see what it's talking about. But a jealous God always comes to mind. And so again, just some of the experiences and some things that I've gone through on this journey, because from studying the biblical text and history and all these things, it almost seemed like there is some kind of rebellious spirit, some kind of truth speaking, light bringing spirit. Even, there was another one I wanted to use. Oh, almost even like there might even be some something on another level. Like, okay, so when we talk about Lilith, which I'm so mad because I did a whole video. I think this must have been the best video I ever did in my entire life. That was just a freestyle, and we was talking about Lilith, and we was going through it, and I thought I was recording. I promise you I did, and was not. But beside the point, okay? I did that video. I was so proud of that video. After I rolled up out of the bed with that damn video. And guess what? I didn't. And so I think I've been really low key. I've had stuff to do today. Low key, I've been real mad. I've been real. I just noticed that I've been pissed off really all day about that video not being recorded. But we won't go there. I'll just try to do it over again. Right? But when it comes to that whole thing, it's almost like spite. See? It's almost like you could take that way. Because we don't use, and we're not talking about the Bible, right? And even if we were, I'm not one of those people that take on every single word in that text as if it's the truth. I study it. It is what it is, and that's what it is to me, right? Because again, who else is going to decipher it for you if it's not you? So there's going to be less educated people about these particular things that are reading the text, thinking that they can tell you something about the text when you're studying actually and discerning and using other tools to decipher what the text is saying, like etymology and things, right? But someone that reads it as if it's a story and that's just it, they don't see the fabric, right? And how it's been woven together, and they don't see in these other different dimensions and things, then again, right? So, it's almost like a sad kind of story or whatever. Like, it's almost like something went wrong with a relationship, like with a love or something. Like, this is just how I see it. And someone handled it some kind of way, or some people handled it some kind of way. And I feel like, I think it's so much more to that story. So, I've broken down that whole, we've gone into Genesis so many times on this channel in Revelations. It's ridiculous. We've gone over Genesis several times, you know what I'm saying? So you can see what take I'm taking on it. Again, the channel is American Aborigines Unchained on YouTube. If I put this up somewhere else. So, I don't know. I'm all over the place, right? But there's a method to my madness. It's almost like chaos or that black darkness, right? Because then when they talk about, I think it is Lilith, they say she's darkness, right? Because you're not really realizing that in the beginning, when God began creating, the earth was first a dark, chaotic mass or vapor. Brings me back to Amazonian women. That dark hole, even Venus in the flytrap, Oh, even Bilquis on American Gods in her storyline which was one of my favorite episodes now that I see some things differently. Yeah. So again, and again, they call it proud and haughty and all these things, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? I think some of these women just were bearing truth. That light was truth that they were bringing, and certain people didn't want that to be that way, and so those people were, and again, every decade or so we get some kind of leader or something, that ends up losing their life, supposedly at some time. So, what I'm saying? If you get my drift, that I'm even thinking antichrist and Christ consciousness in a way of thinking, living, doing, being, because a lot of people will make you say, if you're a very mindful so-called person, people will try to make you feel bad because you're there a lot. They'll make it seem like it's a problem. You'll start seeing things about mental illness and things like this. When mental illness, really, if you break down those terms in etymology, you'll realize that these are certain ways of thinking, and that certain people benefit off of certain people having to be prescribed certain things, by certain people, and they certainly can probably do without them sometimes. And again, I'm not saying there's no such thing. We have to. No, we don't. But everybody's about political correctness, and what is that? So, what is that? Because a lot of times it was called mental illness when they were locking up, especially women, right? There's different traits that we carry that are very valuable in this garden. And so, you'll see that over time, women were captured and taken. They would slew the men, yeah, but they wanted to keep the women, the land, the soil, the earth. The most valuable, precious. But society will have people treat them like, something else. So. And again, this is not hate speech. I ain't salty. I ain't mad. All I'm doing is bringing awareness to, just wondering if we're thinking about some of these things again. If we're thinking about any of these things again, are they triggering any type of thought? Because these women are going to be the ones that are going to be bringing the truth that you are going to need to know of things that will be happening on this plane. I'm not saying men aren't either, right? You see what I'm saying? But there's something about the woman, even when she's sitting in silence, she holds a certain power. And men, they hold a certain, type, right? So this is not to do the whole man versus woman thing. I already know what that is, and I don't do that. But the way society carries itself today, it'll be her that will be more abused on many different levels than it will be when it comes to males. They really just would rather lock them up for things like that could be legal in certain places, but not in yours, and you get caught with it, right? But while they're doing that, they're making sure that some of the women, again, of course, we're not saying all, will be stuck on some type of dependency to a certain system or construct, right? And be comfortable with that. And the day that that's snatched away, then what? There might be a certain level of comfort, even when it comes to women that are married, right? At home moms, the women that are actually, and this is not nothing against a working mom. Do you see what I'm saying? This is not anything, but we all know that when we go back to tribalism and things like this, it was best for the women to stay close, or even some places they went and they were hunters and they were warriors. And but do you see what I'm saying? The village was also still there raising the children, because that's what it took, right? And then the whole working 9 to 5 career woman, 80s, 90s, what happened? She was taken out of the home. And let's look at all the rates of what certain things that went up. Probably, well, we won't. Because we're not going in that direction, right? We're not. But I'll just say that was really when the home started to be broken in my eyes. The pressure of that, and being away and children being left alone. And then what happened after that? Child pregnancy, young women, again, that shit can happen. You know what I'm saying? Even if the mom is home. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't do blame game type of things, right? When it comes to addressing the people. Right? Because we all do the shit, probably, right? But when it comes to addressing the people, that just is not me. I come with a certain level of correctness, right? Because I'm not here to mislead. I always think this way, right? Because we all have some sort of like inconsistency at some time in our life. Where we are maybe addressing something and not fully, right? But right, when it comes to our personal lives or something, because when you didn't want to get in trouble when your mama, you knew you took some fruit snacks and some shit and she didn't want you to, and so you didn't want to get in trouble or whatever, something like this. So we try to figure out a way to get out of it, or to make it sound some kind of other way. But this person, so I thought, right? But there's nothing I cannot stand than more, okay, than mass deception. Right? When you're intentionally going out, and this is how I look at it, going out there with some type of lie or misleading approach and delivering that to a large group of people that are going to take it in as truth because they know no better. Right? That's very dangerous. That's a very dangerous thing that can be used. That's a weapon alone that can be used against people. Mass deception. So you're going out there with the intentions on deceiving millions of people. That is my pet peeve, I think. So, and some may think it's for the better, but again, to each his own. Yeah. But society will try to make you think it's something wrong with you. And again, we go back to, it's just the way that we've been bred. It's just the way that we've been bred. And I think that, again, I'm so happy to see change and people waking up to some of these things, and it feels so good. But it's just like every day I feel like, wait a minute, but it feels like somebody's trying to erase the fact that we need to be concerned about these things. And like we're going, okay, let's just say everything changed. And you know what I'm saying? If we stop talking about these particular things, when we wake up in the morning, everything is going to be glorious. Everything going to be fine. That's not the case, though. Or is it? All we got to do is forget about all the shit that happened in the past, whether it's good or bad, and we're going to all step into tomorrow. Everything going to be wiped away, and we're going to do something else. Wouldn't you want to know if some of these things, just because somebody told you we're going to do something else, wouldn't you want to know if this something else is actually the same damn thing that you was doing with a different approach, right? Wolf in sheep's clothing, you know what I'm saying? So again, to look back again, it almost reminded me like a pillar of salt, right? Don't look back. Don't cross-examine. Don't see if what I told you happened or not. You don't do that, So anyway, it's just what, and again, nobody knows it all. Nobody knows. I know that there's several things that all I do know is there's several things that are going on that may be hard to explain or understand on this plane right now. Again, some of it is extra. Well, we'll just say some of the stuff is foreign or alien, right? Different, and some not so much. But it also feels like, again, we've gotten so far that somebody wants us to forget again. And then that's when I start thinking like reset or something, right? It's just a huge fight. It's like a war. It's almost just like a war, really. On people that are discerning and delivering. We'll just keep it like that, right? Provoking thought. People that are knowing. So, again, this video is long enough, and I think I veered way off of the whole beauty and brains, but I do think so, and maybe it doesn't even have to do, I just think that love is really under attack. Feeling in any kind of way is under attack. Any type of uniting is under attack. Any time, you know what I'm saying? And again, I'm just saying, we can just say it's from the spiritual realm, or we can say it's from this realm, again, because again, it's not good to use certain terms. That's why I'm hoping y'all know what I'm saying when I'm saying what I'm saying. Sometimes. So that's all. And again, maybe like I be thinking sometimes, like, did I get dropped into some place? Am I somewhere else, like waiting to damn near catch up? Am I like, has somebody come and place me like a year behind? You know what I'm saying? Like using some kind of like form of time travel or mind travel. Have me in a certain place and the rest of the world's going here, and I can't go, or what I'm saying, I don't get my chance yet, or the first shall be the last. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be thinking some of these things. Because when I see, like that fight starting to fade, it's just like, well, maybe that's what it's supposed to be doing. Again, so on this channel, like I said, on this channel, we're just provoking thought and seeing what other people think about certain things. And it's like, if someone wants you not to do that and makes you want to feel like you are in danger or you in harm's way for doing that, you have to question that. And again, for some of us, we can't help. So again, those are the people, again, will be vilified. And it's just like, is it like we're like in the upside down world? Straight up. And some of us can see, and it's just like, those are the people that are going to be like really possibly targeted, like I'm saying, because they're seeing on like a different levels here. And this is what some of these entities here fear. There's no book that can teach you the shit that some of you guys are seeing and going through. Right? So. And I'm starting to see there is some type of strategy to this, right? The closer that I get to something, and I can't really discern exactly yet what it is, but the closer I get to something, I'm starting to see now the ball, oh, what is that thing? See, I'm always trying to, okay. What's the thing with the two black, or the two balls, right? That are swinging left and right, And when I'm seeing this, I'm imagining a person walking, like if we're just talking about like an imagery or something. A person walking, and these big boulder things are swaying back and forth, and they have to find a way to maneuver through so the damn thing don't knock them off the plank or whatever, right? Like, that's what I'm imagining here. Like, this is what's going through my mind when I'm thinking that. And again, it's kind of scary to talk about what's going through your mind in these type of days because we already know what's going on. Being mindful, I guess, is the new hot thing. It's a new hot commodity, right? And it can land you in a certain situation if you know too much. So, or you want to speak on things, but then you better not. And why not? So, again, all of these things are alleged. Mm-hmm. And I'm just wondering what you guys think. I do think that, these women, again, are attracting lots of energy. But, again, for me, it's deciphering which energies are proper and which energies are not, Because just because they like kind of shiny and very well formed and lit, curiosity killed the cat. And cats like shiny things that, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll stop there because now I'm just talking. Let me know what you guys think. I always try to pack many different, I'm very aware of what I'm saying here. I'm very aware of everything that I'm saying here. And after, again, doing all this research for about the past 10 years or so, it's like the Moana song. I can't remember which one it is, but when she's talking about listen to the voice inside you. Listen, any woman that's going through this process, right, of development and growth and finding or seeking something, you should listen to that song. Again, especially us that are the ones that are bringing truth about, the story or her story or, right. Yeah. I think it's the one that They Call Me or whatever, or Call Me or something. I don't know if that's even what it's called, but look at my stomach growling, but I already ate. Or maybe it's just making noises. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go. But listen to that song. You should be able to find it on YouTube or something. Tell me if you relate to it when you do. And if you cried like I did. Right? Because again, some of us know who we are. You may not have all the tangible physical information to prove these things, but it calls you, right? So again, and that could be male or female. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever take it. Y'all know how I feel about it, especially even when it comes to the biblical text, right? We're talking about males and females that, what are we really talking about? So I think that's it. This video is too long, and I think we went totally off subject, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and join us in the Facebook group American Aborigines Unchained for more alternative information, past, present, and future. See you guys later.